A Republican in a focus group done by NBC News said that he would vote for a dead Joe Biden over Donald Trump. And one of the questions we are seeking to answer as we approach the 2024 election is, how many Republicans are there like this? We know that there are people on the left. We know that there are Democrats. We know that there are independent liberals. We know that there are left-leaning independents and others who are not going to vote for Donald Trump. And thus it makes the math difficult for Trump, because if you start with 2020 and you say, okay, Trump needs more support than in 2020, where does he get it? It either depends on him finding new voters or Biden having people stay home. It's not good math for Trump if you just kind of start with that. But we are increasingly hearing from Republicans who say, I'm not voting for the guy. Here's a Pennsylvania Republican voter who says his commitment to democracy is so great that he would vote for a dead Joe Biden over Donald Trump.
Is there any chance you would stay at home on Election Day?
No. I love American democracy too much that Biden and Trump, if it's a Biden and Trump race, then I would vote for Biden, even if he was dead.
No chance I'd stay home. I've never.
And I'm a Republican.
Is there any chance?
One of the really interesting things about this, as the dementia storyline continues, is I've said before, let's grant for a second that they're both in decline. Look at the 4 years under Trump and look at the years so far, 3+ now, under Joe Biden. I don't even care if they both have dementia. Somehow a demented Biden has been the most progressive president on paper, at least going back to FDR, if not ever. And I don't say this lightly. I say this looking at major economic policy that has passed: CHIPS and Science Act, Inflation Reduction Act, infrastructure bill. I say this looking at some of the requests that have been made and accomplishments made with regard to, let's deschedule cannabis from being Schedule 1. That's crazy. Paying off and forgiving more student loan debt than by any other president in American history. Getting us out of Afghanistan. Getting Big Pharma to the table to negotiate on the biggest 10 drugs for Medicare recipients. I could just spend an hour giving you the list. And so the funny thing about this is these right-wingers like to go, what are you talking? Trump cognitive decline, Biden cognitive decline. All right, well, a demented guy has had a completely functional White House for more than 3 years now and has accomplished, I would argue, as much as or more than any president in my lifetime. I'm still going to vote for that. And a lot of these Republican voters sort of seem to be coming around to that very same idea. If more Republicans thought like this, where they said, hey, you know what? I don't have to agree with him on every policy, but he clearly cares about the country in a real way. It's not about Biden the way that Trump's presidency was about Trump. He clearly cares about national security. He cares about the economy. He cares about preserving democracy. That's very different than Trump. And so maybe I don't agree with Biden on abortion, some of these Republicans could say. But if I actually care about preserving those pillars of American democracy, how can I even consider voting for Donald Trump? And by the way, this gets to another question which we'll address. How can anyone be undecided at this point? I simply do not understand how can, unless you don't know anything, well, maybe that's the answer. Only if you don't know anything could you be undecided at this point in time. And maybe that's the answer. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back after this.